to episode 5, and today we have the fan favourite, Britain's finest, Wales's own. Today it is Roberto Romanello show.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, how we doing, Roberto?
Very good, yeah. Nice and chill.
I've had just like Ludo, so it must be the the local lad sort of thing. I've had so many people ask to get you on the show.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, a man in demand, as it were. How's tricks anyway? How's life been treating you under the unfortunate circumstances we've got at the moment?
Yeah, it's obviously it's tough for everyone, and I do miss everything going out, but I gotta be realistic at the same time. I'm very lucky and very grateful that I got the family around me, and just make the best of the situation. Yeah, but I'm always just taking it easy, and just like we've got the twins here. They're keeping us busy, me and my wife, and so there's plenty to do. But I do miss everything. I do miss getting out and about and being with people, meeting new people. It's just what I'm about, and I miss it immensely.
Because you're based in Swansea at the moment, so for those that don't know, Wales has just went into a complete lockdown over the last couple of weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, it's been like nearly a week now. Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna lengthen it. I think we're coming out soon. So, but I don't know if they're gonna lengthen it, because I know England's just going into lockdown now tomorrow, aren't they? So
yeah, they're going a full one till the start of December. Scotland at the moment, where we aren't at the moment. There's still time. So yeah, I mean, it's hard for us all, mate. Yourself,
yeah, of
being
course.
part of the tour. Traveling all the time, but I suppose in a way you've had a chance to spend more time with the wife and the twins.
Yes.
So
I mean, yes, it's like, obviously, like I said, everything is fine. I'm lucky, but there's people out there not so fortunate. A lot of people got sad stories and things have happened, and obviously people, it's not great for mental health for a lot of people. It's tough. So there's a lot of people struggling out there, and I feel for them, and so you have to be grateful that we're lucky enough to just crack on, and just be grateful for the situation we're in, really.
That's it, yeah. I mean, kick off with this. You were born 1976, a little town in Swansea called, now am I saying this right, Gorsinon? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, that's pretty much good enough,
yeah. To mum and dad, Frank and Maria.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who know Frank, I know he's been I played a few of the old poker tournaments. He loves his poker.
Yeah.
Very good man, as you'll see yourself.
Yeah.
Your mum and dad are Italian?
Yeah, both Italian. I'm full Italian blood. So I got no Welsh blood in me, but I feel like I'm full of Welsh blood. I'm very proud to represent Wales and United Kingdom. So always have been. But also when Italy play in the World Cup, if they're the number one team for me. I've grown up, always supporting Italy in the World Cups, the European Championships, and will never change. We're playing the major, and that's the whole house. So like, I mean, every day is like an Italian day, as in around the house with mum, dad. When we're eating at the table, the food my mother makes and the food we all love. It's just and the holidays I've had as well. Also going back and forth to Italy to always be with the family in the summer holidays. So we get the best of both worlds. Got the Italian side, and then we got living in Wales, and I'm very proud. Yeah.
And what part of Italy are your mum and dad from?
Down south in Naples, so just in the countryside. Like basically hardly anything there. Just like in the local towns, you got one bar, two bars. Very quiet, and I've loved it. Just being with the family and just switching off. And when we go back to Italy, and every time we go back there, we just switch off. We've got a family home there as well, so that's nice. So just, it's a nice place to go and just chill out, really.
Chill out, yeah. So you were born, as I said, 1976. One of four brothers. What was it like growing up as a young lad in Swansea? Was it hard going?
No, it was I had some good times really growing up with always with the lads, and growing up in the football club, and just some great memories. Have some great times. Just same as every other lad really. Out just work all week and then go out on the weekends on the lash. We always look forward to that. Saturdays, Sundays, just going out and on the piss. It was brilliant.
You left school at an early age to join the family business. For those that don't know, it's Roma Fish Bar. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I was never really interested in school. I was good at maths, but I had absolutely no interest at all. And I knew I could always see how busy the restaurants were with mum and dad, and my older brothers had already left school. Both of them had already left school and in the business. And by the age of, I think I was nearly 15, I just gave up. Didn't even do my exams or nothing. I just went straight into the family business, and I was just grafting. I mean, yeah, I knew I was. You just know that you're going to be okay if you work there, and I enjoyed it. It was with different meeting people every day in the restaurants and takeaways, and going to different shops, and I just loved it. That's what I loved. I loved meeting people, and working around the family I was happy. I felt safe, and just went for it. And then that's what we was doing every day, just fish and chips.
Excuse me. So was that your choice, or was that kind of put on you, like you seen your brothers doing it and you thought, what, I'm going to follow in their footsteps? Your dad, did they influence that, or was that just, bugger it, I'm going to do that?
Definitely. I'm very strong-minded. When I got something I want to do, I just go out and go out and get it. That's the way I am. But I guess seeing everything around me, and I felt good about it. It felt right. So yeah, it was my choice. My parents would have rather me finish school and do my exams. I remember my mum and dad saying, when you finish everything off, and I was like, nah, I can't. I didn't want to do it. I was just wasn't interested. Just wanted to get straight into the business, and straight into I could see my brothers were already trying to expand the shops back then, and we were already working hard to take over everything from my mum and dad. And yeah, so since then I left school, and then since then we opened up a number of more shops, so more restaurants and takeaways. So
you got about 8.
Sorry?
You've got 8 restaurants in total, is that right?
Yeah, 8 restaurants and takeaways, and we just invested into those, and also property along the way, so that's what we did from an early age, and that's all I knew. That my older brothers were more in charge then, with all the properties and locations for the restaurant. And as I grew up then, I'd have an influence then into different locations, and we just loved it. We've always got on. We've never, we never fight over money or anything like that. Never. So that was a sign that I knew it was good to work with my brothers. And whenever any of us needed any help, we were always stuck together, and we supported each other all the way through everything. Everything we want to do, our goals, and anything we needed. And when my brother got married, my older brother, when he was looking, for a place to live and where to go, and we just supported each other all the time through the family businesses. Yeah.
So I mean, what was it daily tasks like serving the fish and chips to the punters, or was it peeling the potatoes and stuff like that, or back in the day?
Everything back in the day. I mean, everything still now today. If I go in the shop, there's nothing I wouldn't do. I mean, I remember my parents teaching me to they always believe in bringing us up right, and always showing respect to all your colleagues and staff. And my dad always told me, you can't tell a member of your staff to do something if you haven't done it yourself. I was like, okay. And then he was like, you need to go, from an early age, I went and, I would clean the toilets and do things like that, because then that was something I needed to experience and do. So if I ever needed to tell another staff member to do it when I would be growing up, in the business, I've done it myself, and I know what I'm talking about, and, what it's all about. And I mean, you go from like I say, cleaning toilet, doing the potatoes, and which was great fun, by the way. You know, peeling potatoes, chipping potatoes, all the nitty gritty jobs, and then you experience that, and you know, cleaning, brushing the floors, mopping the floors, and doing it with the staff. You much better respect from the people you work with around you, and just trying to bring us up the right way, and it worked for sure. It was the right thing to do. It's you know, it's the way, you know, that you need to learn things and learn everything about life and, you know, people and getting on with everybody. And we've had staff that's worked for us for, I know one staff member's worked for us over 40 years since nice. My dad was first, you know, one of the shops, my first shop that my dad opened. So, you know, these things are very important to us, and they made us the, you know, the people we are today. Yeah.
And is it all over Wales, or is it over the south of the United Kingdom?
Yeah, in Wales. Nearly all the shops are just like 20 minutes. It's surprising how it works. Sometimes when they're too far away, it's better than being closer to each other. Like when most of them are max distance from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. There's one shop, maybe, there's two shops maybe, which is 35 minutes and one's an hour away, but they're all in Wales. The furthest one is Tenby. But yeah, it seems to work better because everybody knows the Roma fish bars, and we have like won awards and things over the years since my dad first started and since we came into the business. So everybody knows our brand, and it seems to work good because whatever town they're in, if they think there's a Roma in that town, they all know about it, you know?
It's a good trait to have, because obviously you'll know yourself, family values in that, and your dad obviously installing you the price, how money values and stuff like that. So it's always good to have to grow up. Yeah. You were well into your football as a young lad. Unfortunately, broke your leg, and this kind of pushed you into the poker path.
Yeah. Like I say, all I was doing at the time was just working hard in the restaurants, and we'd have our night off on the weekend. Me, my younger brother, we'd get up with our friends and go out on the town, and then Sunday morning would be Sunday football we was playing then. Playing Sunday football, it was quite rough on a Sunday morning. I don't know if it's the same up there with you, but
oh yes,
we used to have some nasty tackles, and I was gutsy, and I'd never like shy out of a tackle. I was like, my friends always said, you're going to break your legs one day. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. I broke my right leg really bad, fibula and tib. It's clean snap. It was a horrific injury. It was the worst pain I ever experienced in my life. And then that's when everything changed then, and that's how I found poker, really, because I was housebound for like a long time, 3 to 6 months. First 3 months really bad, 3 to 6 months I was in and out of hospital operations, and I was so bored. I was just watching TV one day, and I seen highlights of the World Series back in the day. I remember seeing Elliot Ezra was one of the first pros I was watching on TV, and I was like, you know, me being my cocky self, I was like, oh, I could do better than that. You know, I could have done. I was already thinking like, why didn't he do this or why didn't he do that? In my mind, I was thinking of to play the hand differently. Obviously, I was just like, didn't really know nothing then. And I said to my brother, well, I heard that they could play some online poker. So I said to my brother back then, I didn't even have a laptop or anything back then. I was like, can you buy me like a cheap laptop down the road in the computer shop, and so I can play this poker game, you know? And I just started playing some small sit and goes for like 10, 20 pounds. Started off like £5, 10, 20 pounds, sometimes stepping up. And I entered a satellite by mistake, a sit and go satellite, a phase satellite. And I won the second phase. And then I was in a final, and before I knew it, on the Sunday, I'd won a WPT seat. And I was like, what's this? And I was looking it up, and I was like, I didn't even know what a WPT was. And I had emails coming through saying, you know, which WPT do you want to play? Do you want to play, you know, all these different spots they give you a choice of back then? And I seen Vegas, and I was like, I've always wanted to go to Vegas. I said to my younger brother, let's go to Vegas, you know, let's do this, you know. And then that's from then on, it just got hooked, really. That trip was amazing. Some great memories. We went with a bunch of friends, 6 or 7 of us, and had the time of our lives, obviously in Vegas, like you do.
Yeah.
Played a tournament, and I just came home and I was just looking to get onto the live scene, you know, which was your local casino back then. And it was just like £10 freezer, which was absolutely jam-packed back in the day, by the way. You know, it was like, you had to be on time. If you was late, you couldn't play. And and even if you were on time, you were lucky if the card room was sometimes full, you know. There was over 100 runners, and sometimes there was no more room, you know. So I was hooked from an early time, yeah.
Yeah, I remember starting out myself. We used to have the little round tables in the casino. And I think it was capped at 60 players or 64 players, and you're sitting like this, and it was tenner rebuys, like you're saying. You'd have £100 worth of tenner rebuy. Blinds at 25.50, you get 500 chips. Nobody moaned. There was no late reg. There was no re-entry. Prize pools were like 10 grand.
Prize pools were huge because they were rebuys. It was just those amazing memories. It was brilliant, and I loved it. I loved it. And I think everything you do, like I say to you, you start from the bottom and you work your way up, and you just learn it a lot better when you play everything from the bottom, and everything in life you take it to it. Sometimes, yes, you go in at the deep end on some things, but you think you miss out on some learning steps on the way. But like I did with the poker, I found poker at a late age. I was 29 when all this happened, so I never played a hand of poker before that, and I was like 29 years of age, but I knew straight away when I was playing. I just felt right when I was up the tables. I used to use a lot of I was very loud at the time. I'm using speech play a lot. I was, you know, sometimes you come across maybe who's this guy, you know, he's being maybe a bit of a dick or something, you know. But when they got to know me, they knew, like, you know, I was just like having fun, but I was taking the tournament serious as well. I was seriously using the speech play to get the chips, you know, and it was working back then, you know. The level I was playing at around those casinos, even when I went on to the bigger circuits, you know, when I stepped up and went on to the little festivals used to run around Warsaw and Luton and then the Duke of BT, it was still, speech play was still working really well. But then obviously as you stepped up, and I stepped up higher and higher level, you can only use speech play so much. There's no point me wasting my time with a lot of these high level players because you're just being silly, because it's not going to work against most of them. But then sometimes you can use it and have fun with it, you know. Know to balance it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a testament to yourself, because before we go into the live and the online, for all that you've achieved in poker, to be self-taught, as it were, to watch the videos and that, it's unreal. And you think that's the sort of family values that your dad and your mum instilled in you, that not to sit on your ass. Like, because, I mean, I done my kneeing when I was younger as well, and I went and done what I needed to do. You could have sat there and wallowed in your own self-pity, or just went, boo, I'm not going to do it. But you thought, bugger it, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to make something of myself. Do you think that's a testament to your mum and dad sort of thing?
It all plays a part. My family, our businesses. It's definitely played a part for sure. Because I love live poker. It was my strong. I mean, we'll come to the online bit in a bit, but live poker was everything to me. It was like me. I was comfortable being with people, meeting new. It was the things I loved. I loved meeting new people. When I found poker and we was traveling the circuit, it was a dream come true for me, because it was what I loved. I made friends instantly with a lot of nice people. I got some great memories. Get on with everybody. Always looking for new challenges, and that's what poker gave me, really. Give me the confidence. I already had the confidence of being with a lot of people, meeting new people from the restaurant. So when I was at the table, I was like in my element, you know. And my live, you know, live poker for me was a strong point, because I get good live reads, you know. That's huge part of my game. You know, and adapting to each player and table is something that I believe is like a natural talent for me. I adapt to situations very well.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely. And another thing as well, my confidence in my decisions is, I know, like, some people I've been at the table with, they might be having a tough situation at home. They're not maybe knowing when the next paycheck's coming in. And you fish that out when you're playing at the table. You fish out weaknesses and weakness in people, situation. You might know some people in the situation, and that's the way the game is. You've got to fish out that weakness, and
100%.
I know, and that's something that I will pounce on. And with myself, I've been lucky enough. Like I say, I'm very grateful for it, and I'm lucky that we've had the family businesses behind us. And when I did go off and play poker, we were already set up in a certain level where we had a lot of businesses behind us, properties, and I'd worked hard. I'd already worked like 14 years in the fish and chip shop game, building up what we built up with my brothers, put ourselves in a great situation for our lives ahead. So then when I found poker and I started traveling playing, sometimes you get a situation, like you've ended up on the river with obviously nothing. You could have like jack eye, whatever, and there's only one bet that's going to get this one through. In your mind, you've got to, and you feel like that's the bet. Like, I'll never, ever not do it. I'll always do it because I had that confidence behind me where, if I don't get called and I go and I'm wrong and I got to go home, I always knew I was going home to the businesses and I'd be back in the restaurants working, which I wasn't afraid to work hard. I'd still go home and work hard.
Yeah.
So I had that confidence in my game, whereas I would never shy out of a decision because of the money, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I always loved to play hard and with my gut feeling and what I felt was right at the table, and that's the way I still play today. So I feel like, yes, it does play a huge part in my game, my family, my businesses, and what I have behind me, because without that, I could well have been a different player, without that confidence in my decisions. So for sure, it has played a big part.